We're going on strike today for our jobs and for our pay and pensions. They're being attacked and our terms and conditions have effectively been ripped up by the government. We've had a pay freeze for several years and that's going to continue. And of course it's budget day today, so we expect George Osborne to announce a whole new range of measures which will attack the working class.
And where do you go from here?
Well, hopefully we will have further action. We've got another half day planned on the 5th of April, which is the last day of the financial year. And the day after that they take another round of money out of our pension pot. So that's an important day. So hopefully at 1 o'clock on Friday the 5th of April, people will walk out of their offices and support that action too.
How much unity is there between the different unions?
Well, I think that's a difficult thing to assess, but I think all of the workers are in the same position, especially in the public sector. It's no good in the private sector either. So I think unions need to get together and work out when are the best days to do coordinated action.
We're on strike today to defend our pensions, to protect our jobs, and to stop the government ripping up our terms and conditions. The government are making civil servants pay for a crisis that they didn't create. And we're uniting together today in PCS to say them that we've had enough and we want them to meaningfully negotiate with us and reverse the cuts that they're making.
Do you know how many other pickets are going on today?
There'll be pickets all over the country. Civil servants, PCS members work in all of the corners of the UK. In the Identity and Passport Service, for instance, there are pickets in Liverpool, there are pickets in Peterborough, there are pickets in Belfast, there are pickets in Glasgow, all over the country. All our members in the Identity and Passport Service will be out, as will civil servants all over the country and all over London today.
And it's the budget day today.
Yes,
so
right.
What do you think is going to come out of that?
Well, I think what will come out is more cuts. I mean, the government have a knee-jerk reaction that whenever there's an economic crisis and so forth, this particular government, this coalition, just attack public sector workers. They've been attacking us for years, freezing our pay, cutting our jobs. We expect more of the same today. We've also heard that the government plans to increase the national insurance contributions of civil servants as well, in addition to the freezes in pay and the further cuts that we expect. So it's an absolute disgrace, and it's time for civil servants and other workers right across the country to fight back.
Well, I've been a trade union rep for a number of years now, and I was declared surplus in June 2010, and I was told at the time that I would be given every help in finding a new job and that they would avoid my redundancy. And one of the rules is that if you are the only candidate for a role and you're surplus, you should be slotted into that role just by having a quick meeting with the hiring manager. But in fact, in my case, I've applied for several roles where I've been the only candidate, and they've given me my redundancy notice, even though they're still hiring people at my grade.
Why do you think they've done that?
I think it's because of my trade union activities. I've been a prominent and strong trade union rep in this branch, and also, you know, across PCS where I've had the opportunity. And you know, I don't make any apologies for that. That's been my role, and I've taken it up. And you know, if you become a rep, you should take it up to the full.
I've been on the union for about a year and a half.
And how's it helped you?
It's helped me understand a lot more about how, as a unified team, we can achieve a lot more, because previous to that, I always thought if the government wanted to do something, they could just do it outright and I wouldn't be anybody to speak up or do anything about it. And the union has shown me that if we group together, we can actually have a voice and say what we want and achieve what we want. That's what the union has done for me.
My campaign will continue now with a demo at my appeal date. My appeal hearing is on the 10th of April at 1 o'clock. And we're hoping that a lot of people will be able to join that demonstration outside the Home Office headquarters on Marsham Street from 12:30 on that day, and make a bit of noise so that the Home Office knows that what they're doing is wrong and that people are aware of the situation. We're striking because our pay has been frozen quite some time, many years. Cost of living, they've cut back on our staff, so as a result, in real terms, our wages are going down, and
the Unite Union has united with PCS, which is another union. Nationally, PCS, which is the Civil Service Union, are out on strike across the country. Unite, this is the only branch that has joined that strike. We voted to join the strike because of the conditions that we're having here at the housing regulator, which are reflective of what's going on across the social housing sector. The senior staff are getting pay increases, increments and massive bonuses, or so it appears. Junior staff are having either posts deleted or we're covering for other staff. And of course all along our wages have been frozen. So yeah, I know, well, quite so, it's a very disappointing situation. We're well aware that that is a situation going on elsewhere, but you know, and we hope that by doing this we'll encourage other people in the other sectors to join in with us, you know, and to feel that, you know, personally I think we should have done this 2 years ago, but you know, and I would hope that, you know, people in the private sector, although their wages are now being tried, not a lower base than ours, you know, we came out 2 years ago for pensions, and I think a lot of people say that a one-day strike doesn't achieve anything, that it's tokenistic, but I don't think that's true. My own personal experience, and I probably would have shared that view, is that I've seen that the pension reforms have been held up simply because we did have a national strike, albeit a one-day strike. So I think there's a lot of encouragement to say that if you do this, nothing's going to happen, it's going to be a waste of time, that you've lost wages. You haven't. You sent a message, and you'd be surprised that they get more wary of dealing with you as a result of this. It's very important. For me, solidarity is the basis of the union movement.
People get penalised for voting strike.
Well, the law in this country is that we do still have protection. It is a breach of contract, and officially you can be dismissed for that because you're clearly not turning up to work. So a bit like calling in sick if you're not sick. But yeah, union legislation and your own union. If it's an official strike, and ours is official, then we are protected. It's a good point because people who aren't in a trades union, they are in breach of contract if they don't cross the picket line. And we, as the union, personally as the health and safety officer, I would try to support them by saying that I was concerned about their health and safety and verify that it might not have been safe for them to come in. But they can also join a union on the spot. I think for me, supporting non-members is as important as supporting members, because for me, solidarity is how we get the union movement to encourage people to join. And by uniting, I suppose my message would be that by uniting we can achieve much more. There's a welter of media that will tell you that we achieve nothing. There's a welter of pundits and academics that will say we're wasting our time across the political spectrum, but it isn't true. It isn't true, because when we do this, things change.
Yeah, we're on strike today to back the budget rally, which is against all the cuts and changing hopefully trying to change the mind of the government about where they should be making their savings.
At Equinox, most of our members stand to lose between £5,000 to £10,000 with the proposed wage structure that the management have proposed to us. What's happened is that management have put in a sweetener saying that if people sign before May 31st, they will only lose 10% for the first few months, but after that the full cut will still take place. And a lot of our members feel, caught between a hard place and a rock. They feel, well, if we don't sign it, we're going to lose, so much money. So in effect, that's a bribe to sign it and undercut the union's bargaining position. We're recommending to our members not to sign it and, together have a collective form of action against management, proposal to say that, no, changes to our existing terms and conditions.
Really proud to be here, standing shoulder to shoulder, Unite and PCS together. That's the way forward. It's not just at this workplace. PCS obviously are taking action up and down the country against the refusal of the employers to talk about wages, pensions, job security, and we salute PCS for that. But this strike, why wouldn't you be taking strike action on a budget day when this government of the rich, for the rich, will be setting another budget, will be looking after the fat cat friends of theirs, or will be taking a budget that will be slaughtering working people, the people who are weak and vulnerable in our society are going to get nothing out of this budget. So why wouldn't organised labour be taking action today? So this strike action is the same fight that workers are taking up and down the land at the moment, saying no to pay freezes, saying no to attacks on pensions. But it's also the same fight that communities are starting to take. Communities who are rising up, getting off their knees and saying that their hospitals will not be closed down by this government. Their libraries and their services for children will not be attacked by this government. It's the same fight. It's a fight of workers and communities coming together to say there must be an alternative. This government tries to sell us the lie that we've all been too greedy, too profligate. Our times have been too good for too long, and we've all got to pull our belts in together. What a load of bollocks! The rich people at the bottom of society are suffering more and more. So these fights must be linked. They must come together. Workers and communities must say, we demand an alternative. The 1,000 richest people in this country collectively own £400 billion, enough to pay the deficit 2.5 times over. So don't give us this crap about there's no alternative. It's about getting organised, getting confident, and when we stand together, with other unions, sister trade unions like PCS, we can show the employing class, and we can show this government that we will win. We're fully behind you, fully support you. If you want to take further strike action to unite the union, alongside our sister trade union, we will be supporting you 100%.
I'm really proud that we've been able to organise this, and I thanks to everyone who's put in so much time and effort into getting this strike off the ground. What a message of solidarity this is, and what a message to our management about what is going to happen if they don't play ball with the union. We can turn people out, we can bring people out, and we will get people out if they don't play fair with us. And I think that's the biggest message that we're going to go back in with tomorrow morning. So well done to everyone. And